Dad Mod's Media Machine presents the Brews with the Dudes podcast.
All right, well, let's kick it off here. Welcome back to another episode of the Brews with the Dudes podcast. I am Jake Lindquist.
I am Donnie Allen.
And with us is Brian Johnson.
Oh, you didn't,
am I supposed to say the man, the myth, the legend?
Yeah, you didn't give him the normal introduction.
Should I do that every single podcast?
I think you're now 4 out of 5 or something like that.
It's 2 or 3 in a row. It's not quite to 4. 4 is when it's a problem. You either keep it or you lose it.
Same thing goes for drinking, right? 3's okay. 4 and 5, you're starting to have a problem.
It depends on the person. So, hey, thanks for coming out, man.
Yeah, thanks for the invite. It's cool to be here. I've never been on a podcast before, but it's pretty timely, if anything. I think there's interesting topics ahead, I'm sure.
There's definitely no pressure. There's like 10 people in the world that watch this, and 3 of us are sitting here.
Yeah. It is worldwide, though.
Yeah, it technically is. There's a guy in New Zealand who likes listening.
I love that every single podcast we mention him.
We got a point about... we could never remember his name. We were just like,
well, he doesn't. He's like a screen name.
Yeah, but we're just like, we got this best friend. We've known him his whole life, and he lives in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Oh, it's someone you know?
No. We have no clue who he is. Very nice guy, though. He's complimented our work.
Well, greetings in New Zealand.
Yes, we are friends with a lot of Aussies.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Acquaintances with a lot of Aussies, at least. Yeah, man. Well, shit, dude. So let's get right into it. You own a racetrack.
Right. Yeah. It's a self-titled racetrack, I guess, which has actually been more controversial than I would have ever thought about what it's named. So
you get a lot of opinions on it.
It's been the most opinionated thing I've ever dealt with, ever. And I didn't expect it. A lot of the majority of it's been good. A lot of it's bad. So,
really?
Yeah. You'd be surprised. You'd be really surprised. If you go through...
About naming.
Well, yeah, about...
It's a racetrack. Like,
I got it.
who cares? Have fun.
Well, see, therein lies the question. Is it a racetrack?
Yeah.
Okay. For example...
Okay, so first... I love that we're starting out with semantics. Okay. First we got to define a racetrack.
Well, you do, evidently, because... In the video I uploaded, I called it that because, in my opinion, it is. It's somewhere you go race, it's a racetrack, right?
Right.
It could be for cars, bikes, maybe not boats. I don't know what you call a boat racetrack on a lake or a pond.
I think that's just a lake.
It's a lake. Right. Well, so, for lack of a better term, I'm calling it a racetrack. It's a go-karting track, but it's being repurposed into a space you can do drifting and autocrossing on. So,
well, there used to be an 8th mile track there, too, though.
Yeah,
and they didn't race go-karts on an 8th mile track.
No.
So.
Well, that one doesn't exist anymore, so it's no longer a racetrack out there.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that, I guess.
Yeah. But it's... I think people think when you say the word racetrack, they think of somewhere like Circuit of the Americas or Brainerd International Raceway or you name it.
Or whatever.
Anything. And I agree to that. It's a perception thing. So it is a karting track. And it is what it is.
Well, yeah, exactly. I guess it's like I can understand that there's gray area in defining what is actually a racetrack. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's anything that you race on.
Yeah.
And then within that, there's like obviously Road America is a incredible top tier kind of racetrack. And then you've got like yours, which is very specific to. Whatever you're building it for at this point, but previously go-karting.
Lots of shenanigans.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's like, I don't know, it's a blanket term, and I think we can all grow up a little bit on that.
I think so, too.
It's almost more of just an automotive playground.
Yeah.
But it's still a track.
So
I'd definitely go with racetrack.
Yeah. Playground is probably a better term. It's something like that. You're not going to go race 2 cars at a time on it. I'm not pretending you're going to. I don't think I have ever. If you watch any video, I've never said, hey, we're going to have 8 cars out here. We're going 2 wide. Make it happen. There's no way.
Maybe a demo derby. But then you're going to destroy the infield and all the grass.
Can you imagine the cleanup? Like, I have so much respect for people that do demolition derbies now. Can you imagine the nightmare picking up glass and whatever? They do it on, like, asphalted tracks, but it would make such a mess. I can't imagine.
Yeah, I know, right?
Not that it's not entertaining. I like them, but...
You like them, but is the payoff there? Like, how much money does a demolition derby actually make?
Well, here's the thing.
Track?
You have to remember, demo derbies existed back before, like, cash for clunkers and all that stuff.
That's
Back when
true.
you could spend $200 and get something that runs and drives, but
Now,
it's a piece
now
of shit.
people are crashing $4,000 cars.
Well, that's the thing. Is like, can you really find a $1,000, $500 car anymore? Barely.
You want to buy a car for $1,000?
I've looked at
Trying to
some
sell
for
the
1,000. They're bad. Yeah.
I will get
Yeah.
that sold one day.
Yeah. Or we'll just race it and break it, which you should probably just
well,
do.
we know a guy with a racetrack, so
Yeah, you can bring it out there.
The Civic.
Yeah. Hey, dude, there's room for everybody out there. There's no schedule
That's
right
cool,
now. So.
man.
well, and you've done tandem drifting out there too. So I mean,
Yeah.
you can
See, well,
you can have a lot of fun with that place.
I have not done tandem drifting, but
You've had people do
yeah,
tandem drifting.
people have, and Ryan and Dan have been awesome out there. They've probably done as much work promoting as I've done online, like for what they're doing,
awesome.
because they create the content. At the end of the day, they're the ones doing that.
That's such a good point.
Super
yeah.
cool.
They're
I'm not the one doing
performers.
it. And drifting is, I think it's a performance sort of automotive sport, I guess, for lack of a better term. It's showmanship. You know, it's fun. There's a lot of style in it. I love watching it. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Well, and you went down for what was the event they just did?
Oh, it's Top End Interstate Raceway. I could have just butchered the name there. I forget what it is, but it's okay. It's right next to Fargo, North Dakota, and I think it's Glidden. I don't know how you say it, but it's
Okay.
Glidden, Minnesota.
Okay,
And
never heard of
they've-
Glide in Minnesota.
Yeah, it's like a little. I would call it a rural town.
Okay.
I guess if you've been anywhere in rural cornfield, Minnesota, it's very similar. Then all of a sudden,
Okay.
it's literally in a cornfield. So you go out there and they've got this really cool loop-de-loop type setup that they built out of concrete for drifting, and next to it is a 1/4-mile drag strip, which is pretty cool.
All right.
What's even cooler about it
is cool.
is the shutdown area is pretty short. Have you guys ever been to like Rock Falls back in the day before they
Yeah.
renovated it?
I love Rock
have
Falls.
not been to Rock Falls.
Well,
been told I need to go. You're the
you
second
gotta
person
go.
Really
tonight.
fun. It's
Literally
cool.
the second person tonight to
Yeah.
tell me you need to go
It's
to
worth
Rock
it.
Falls.
I haven't been since they renovated it, but it's pretty cool. The weird thing is that Rock Falls, prior to the renovation, it had a really short shutdown area. Where
It sure
you had to
did,
hammer
yeah.
the brakes, like really.
I've ran out
Well,
there.
Looking at this place, when you get out there, if you don't hammer the brakes, you're surrounded on both sides by cornfield, like the runoff. You're like children of the corn out in the stalks. Like, yeah, really, for real.
So you can definitely tell if somebody
Yeah,
doesn't slow down. They're just a path.
Yeah,
It'd be like one of those Kool-Aid Man outlines of like a Nova, you know?
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That would
it's
be-
sketchy.
That's kind of cool though.
It's cool. I loved it.
And I
It's-
thought they were kind of sticklers on like cooldown spaces for drag strips.
So my understanding of that, and I could be wrong, is Brainerd's got a really long one, right?
Yep.
Well, if I understand correctly, Brainerd is a place where they can run NHRA sponsored or whatever certified
okay.
events. So the number I've always heard is that you need twice the shutdown area that you have of run out. So 1,320 feet needs another half mile of shutdown behind it. And Brainerd has that, right? Because you can
Easily.
run around. It's a whole road course.
Yep.
These other places don't. So you're not going to get top fuel dragsters there. There's no shutdown. So
Okay.
That
you can
makes
have
sense.
these mom and pop, for lack of a better term, drag strips, and you can run them. It's fine. It's just not going to be an NHRA deal.
I find that
Now,
kind of funny though, because it's almost like they're more trustworthy of the Joe Schmo who built their Camaro in their mom's shed versus the pro team that engineered their car to,
Well, I think
to
it's-
stop.
I do
But
kind of understand their point though, because
Yeah,
if you've
it's
ever
a lot
seen a
more
top
speed
fuel
stuff.
dragster,
Oh, yeah.
like they probably need every bit of what Brainerd
I can
offers
totally
them
see
for
that, too.
shutdown. But yeah, so are there limitations on how fast you can go there?
I don't know. I've
Yeah, I
heard
wonder.
that there is a mile an hour or an ET restriction that you have to adhere
okay.
to. I heard that.
That
I don't know
makes
if it's
sense.
true.
That's so cool though. So it's out in the middle of a cornfield, just like Rock Falls. Then
Yeah,
They're the same
essentially.
thing.
It's super similar. And honestly, this place I just went this last weekend for Driftoberfest, I think it's my new favorite track to go to.
Yeah.
Above
Really?
Brainerd, for sure. Yeah, it's super cool. I couldn't recommend going enough. It's
That's
very cool.
Road trip.
Yeah.
We have we
4
have we have
hours?
running cars.
Yeah, it's like
Totally
4
do a trip.
hours.
4 hours.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I mean
not
that's
bad.
not awful.
No.
Well, and it's one of those trips where it's only 4 hours because it's probably 55 the entire way there.
No, there's a lot of it's interstate on the way there.
Really?
So
Okay.
it's
I've never
70
been to-
miles an
I've
hour.
never been up that
Yeah,
direction.
It's an easy drive.
Oh, okay.
Yep. The
Yes,
whole,
went
'cause I
through
know,
there
like,
with the Porsche.
Brainerd
on the
just
way
takes
out west.
forever because it's small town after small town.
yeah, that's
It's
a
really
slow,
not a far drive. It's
cumbersome
just
drive.
slow.
Yeah, that's cool. So they were out there drifting there, huh?
Yeah. There was Driftoberfest, so it's kind of the last
That's so
thing
cool.
for the year. Is kind of the deal.
Nice.
So
Awesome.
yeah, it was cool. I'd never been, and that was a good one to go to.
Well, and they're
Yeah.
extremely talented.
Yeah.
the,
Yeah,
first
oh my
time, the
God.
first time I saw them was out at your place, and
Yeah.
I was super impressed.
Well,
Like, these
it's-
guys are local and just full of talent.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Like, I don't know if you ever tried to compliment Ryan. He doesn't take it. He's just kind of like, I mean, I guess I'm all right.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, no, dude. I'm seeing you at Power Cruise. You're one of, if not the most talented one who's out there.
Yeah.
You won't hear it.
Oh. Can I swear on this or not?
Absolutely.
Yes. Oh, okay. I
Please.
don't know Canada. Can we or not?
Swearing is cool. No politics or religion.
I was here for the politics.
Um,
But stay for the religion
sorry.
if that's
Well,
okay.
Then there's the fucking door.
Yeah.
That-
But yeah, swearing is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't care.
The kids that do watch this already swear, so it's fine.
Okay, cool. I don't know because when you upload on YouTube, there's weird things you got to fall within, so you might have to check a box and say, "Is there swearing on this?" Well, what kind of swearing?
Oh, sure.
You know?
Yeah, we don't care. It's one of those things where it's like, dad mods is our primary focus, but this is just sort of like a fun hang.
It's an excuse to bullshit.
Yeah, so
That's all it is.
We don't care if we get demonetized or whatever, and it's on all of the podcasting streams anyway. So there's,
cool.
if people ever care enough, there's other revenue sources.
That's true.
No, I should have asked earlier, and I'd asked because when you're talking about Ryan being a talented drifter, I remember at the pro pad at Brainerd when we were talking about watching him, he was doing that in cowboy boots.
Jesus
Yeah, for real.
Christ.
You see some guys with driving gloves and no disrespect and driving shoes, you know what I mean? But he was in literally leather cowboy boots out doing that. It was impressive.
What?
Yeah.
Like no flex whatsoever.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
That's just like
That's-
he
that's
just does it. It's
incredible.
amazing. Yeah,
I would have trouble walking in cowboy boots, let alone drifting.
I know.
I've wore them. I cannot fathom driving a car in
Well,
that.
they probably made you 4
Let
inches
alone
taller too.
drifting. They helped,
that
yes.
too. Yeah, they just stand
They
up a
added the
little taller.
lift.
God, that's impressive
That's
as hell.
so cool. Yeah. Yeah, so it's pretty neat to see them out on your course.
Yep. Yeah, he and Dan too. Dan, he does it with
Yeah,
less
wow.
power, right?
Yeah, you said it's a naturally aspirated LS?
Yeah, it's an LS-based car. He does it with a lot less power, which, they say, I guess in drifting, I'm starting to learn more and more about it over this last year, especially, is that, they say power is a crutch, right? And I would say it is to a degree, because I drove Ryan's car out of the track before, and you can do it. I can't link the whole place together. I can't
but
do
you've
it.
gotten to drive it and get it sideways?
Yeah, I drove it with.
that'd be
I drove his
fun.
car out there. I did a few laps with it, and it's fun. But I can't link it like those guys can. And for Dan to do it with less power is like, I don't get it. And furthermore, Alex to go out in his A86 and go and do it, he's nuts. Totally nuts. You have to
I
go
suppose.
so
I
hard.
bet.
Because he's
unreal.
what? It's an F20C. It's like an S2000 engine,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I believe so.
So it's like 220 horse.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
Jeez.
I mean,
yeah.
it doesn't weigh a whole lot, but still.
Well, still,
Yeah.
Well, I think he's picking up something else to drift now, though, isn't he?
I don't
hope
know.
so.
I heard he got pretty pissed off when he clipped the wall.
Well, I would.
Last
That
time- well,
thing was
yeah.
so nice.
And I've heard rumors he's trying to find another chassis to drift.
Okay,
I hope so.
I haven't heard.
That's a while
Because I've
ago.
heard he's really good. Like, he's off to a hell of a start.
Yeah, he's a great driver for sure.
Yeah,
He really is.
just don't drift a rare car.
Yeah, I suppose there's that, but
Yeah.
anything you're going to go drift is going to get crunched up eventually.
Yeah,
without a
exactly.
doubt.
Yep, go buy a shitbox E36 and call it a day.
Yeah. Or an FCRX7 like we have.
Or Alex, if you're watching this, we have a Honda Civic for $1,000. Someday.
Someone's got to do it first, Alex.
So you've driven the 240.
Yeah.
Did you catch the bug? Are you going to start drifting?
I don't know. Maybe it's really fun. I don't have time for it, and the amount of money that it takes to really go and do it all the time is just crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I can't right now in reality.
Jake was telling me about how expensive tires are a month that they go through.
Yeah. Well,
Insane.
I think Ryan said he's gone through 40 sets. Is it 40 tires or 40 sets?
higher.
It's higher now?
Higher. Yeah, it's more than that.
Jesus.
When we were out there last weekend, and I don't think this is like some big secret. He said he went through 70 sets already this year.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
Damn.
they're nuts.
Wow.
They're like built different.
I talked to him at Power Cruise, and he was at like 40 or something like that.
Yeah.
So he's in a month and
lot.
a half, he's
Yeah,
done
it's a lot.
another. Oh my
That's
God.
so crazy. Like,
Yeah, that's a
you
lot
have
of
to, You
dough.
have to have a tire sponsor. That's the only way that
Yeah.
I could see it being feasible.
Yep.
Yeah. Or hey, have a good job
Yeah.
and spend
Yeah.
all of your money on tires. God damn. Well, and he's got good tires too, I thought. Like you got to buy the same set. And ideally, you want them grippy, from what I've heard.
Yep.
So you need a decent set of tires.
Yeah, you want grip, and I know that he and Dan, I think they were both using Riken Raptors. I never heard of them, but they get them from the guy that does Mobile Tire Pros, or now it's just called Tire Pros. I think now I got into some stickiness with the name from some big company, so I had to rename it Tire Pros. But he's at all like the power cruise and drifting stuff. He's all over the place with his trailer.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. Riken. I haven't heard of that. So maybe they are a little bit lower cost.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I can tell you what they cost.
Probably
honestly.
aren't meant to last.
He
super
probably
long.
gets a deal too of, buy 60 tires,
Yeah.
get 10 half off or
Yeah.
something.
He said he's gonna buy he's gonna buy in bulk for next year. I think is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Just drop it all at once and buy 80 sets or whatever.
It'd probably be the way to do it. If I had to guess,
yeah.
you get your one semi truck in for your year or whatever, and you probably get a deal on them.
Oh yeah,
So wild.
I don't know.
Yeah.
that's still crazy though. Like cars are an expensive hobby as it is, and I can't imagine a tire bill like that.
Yeah, drifters are on another level. I really think that.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
yeah, if
They're
you,
in deep.
if you want to do the RX-7, go at it. I'll let you fork over the bill for tires.
I know.
You know, that just reminds me, Dan, he explained drifting to me that weekend as automotive meth. And I think he's right. Now that I think about it more and more, it's like, yeah, dude, you got to be like hooked to do that. There's an analogy or
that's so
correlation to be
true.
drawn there for sure.
Because you figure if every single, we'll just say every tire is $100. If you go through how much 70,
70 sets,
Damn.
right? So 2.
so what 7 G's is that?
140
where we're at?
tires.
Is
Yeah.
my math right? $7,000.
No,
So-
higher
Wait,
than
no,
that.
140. Oh my god,
140 tires at $100 a piece.
$14,000 on tires
must
and
be.
so far. And $100 is a low number.
That's more than I have into my car.
Yeah,
total
and
with
he's
purchase
just
of the car.
shredding them.
Oh.
You're just seeing dollar signs flying behind him in the smoke. God damn.
That's the
it's-
awkward moment when you realize that drug addiction is cheaper.
It is cheaper.
Yeah.
you could be on heroin and spend less probably.
I mean,
You could spend less.
he,
of that.
he has a house though.
you're a
That's the
casual.
difference.
That's the difference.
He has a house.
Yeah.
Right.
He doesn't live in a box.
He's probably never drifted and be like, fuck it, I don't need a garage.
Damn. I mean, it's even more of a testament to how valuable that is to the spectators, because you go there and you spend $20 to spectate, and you're watching these guys burn up hundreds of dollars of tires in front of you,
Yeah.
and they're just doing that for the fun of it, and so people can watch.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, holy shit.
And that's assuming nothing breaks. He doesn't clip a wall, anything like that. You know,
Right, yeah, his tie rod situation. He
Yep.
keeps breaking tie rods. Or
loses
something.
oil
Yeah.
pressure. I mean, all
Yeah.
sorts of crazy shit that could happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wild. But yeah, back to the track. So it's amazing to see those guys out there drifting that.
Yep.
You'd assume like an oval track wouldn't work great for drifting, but no, I didn't realize it's such a nice space on the straights to where you can get a couple of I don't know what they call it,
call it a
swinging the
manji.
car, the manji.
A manji, right? Where you swing one way, go around like a clipping point, and go back the other way. I think I
Okay.
got that right. I think I
Nice.
got that right.
We're
now.
just gonna butcher everything tonight.
yeah. No, it's-
Just based on what I've seen there, it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like the perfect size for them to swing it back around and take the big corner.
it works better than I hoped.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you got to imagine it was like, I don't know what, probably the first time, well, maybe not that. The first time I went out there, I started looking around and I was like, this might work. Like sizing
Yeah.
the thing up, like, that's about right. Yeah, that's about right over there too. You know, no clue.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
right.
you
It's-
can't drive on it, so.
It's
Yeah.
a little bit of a bank too, which might
Yeah.
help him as well.
It's a
too.
bank.
It's
Yeah.
a decent amount of bank.
Well,
The one, if I remember right, the one corner is pretty banked. The other one's
not
kind
as
of banked.
much.
Yeah.
The banks when you're drifting, they sort of function as a brake when you're coming into the
Okay.
bank,
I bet.
but it also loads up the rear tires a lot. So you can put down a bunch of power when you exit or carry speed through the bank. So it's really grippy on top of how grippy the asphalt is. You can go really fast out there. I was surprised how much speed you carry.
That's impressive.
Like when you're in the car, it's different than watching outside. It's very different.
No kidding.
Yeah, it can be spooky. If you haven't been in a fast car before, you'd probably scare somebody out there, like in Cody's Cutlass or any of the drift cars. It'd be spooky.
Really?
Yeah,
So
it doesn't look that fast on camera.
through the manji, what kind of speed are we seeing?
You can't tell, really. Cody has a
Oh, because tires are baking, so you don't actually know the
Yeah.
physical car speed.
Cody had a Garmin GPS system in his Cutlass when he was out there. Talking about Cody Smith Motorsports, right here.
Oh, that's awesome. Nice.
Yeah, it's a shirt. He's selling shirts, so get a hold of Cody if you want one.
Yeah,
Go support
yeah.
him. He does it as much as like Dan and Ryan.
Yeah,
He's about it as much.
He's
He,
yeah,
he's
he is
got
no
tires to
joke.
buy, so yeah, buy a T-shirt.
Well, following him just on like his endurance racing, it's incredible watching like what he's done to that G body and how far it's come.
Yeah.
When he does things with that G body, he shouldn't be doing with that G body.
No, you shouldn't.
Well, he ripped the frame. He raced it until the point where he was ripping the frame, and that's where he reinforced it. And I think that was kind of the snowball. Is just from there, he's like, okay, well, I'm going to do that. I'm going to reinforce the chassis, and then I'm going to like
already here, so might as well do this.
Build my own control arms, and I'm going to do aero. And
yeah, Cody. To me, Cody is one of the best ambassadors of maybe autocrossing and time attack or road racing. He is because he knows what he's doing. He built it all himself. Like I believe 100% the engine, everything.
And he's DIY.
He'll explain everything to you as though you've never heard something about cars before. He'll give you a ride in the car if he's out racing and he's got an open seat. He's like top-notch dude for
he is.
expressing like what's cool about the sport. So he's a good guy to be around for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to him. I know of him. I don't think I've ever sat down and talked with him though.
I
know his G body though.
He's a good dude.
I know exactly what his G body looks like.
Yep.
I think it's fantastic.
Yep. Yeah, he's a good dude for sure.
Yeah, we went to Fast and the Furious when it was at.
Oh, really?
What was it? It was when they were playing like the old ones. I don't remember which one.
God.
I don't know, second or something. But yeah, it was a laugh. He's good shit. Yeah, he's a good dude. It's just So you had said that it's downright scary to ride with him because he's so freaking fast out there.
Well, maybe what it is I've gone for a couple of fast rides like that when you're going to go handle, right? Like a course where if you don't hit the brakes, you don't turn, you're going off the course because you're aiming off the course, right? So Cody spooked me in his car the first time. He was like, I think he said like 90% into it or 95% into it on the course. Coming into like the turn when you're facing the highway, it's a hard right there, it's on the bank. He locks up the front wheel so hard, he's stopping that hard because he's on the gas all the way till he's on the brakes, and then he's full grip turning, you can hear the tires just howling. I was going, oh my God, hanging onto the seat, like hitting like my feet down. Going, oh my God, dude.
He's probably just looking at it like, what's the big deal?
No, he's the one in control, right? As you know, being a passenger is so different than driving.
Oh, yeah.
God, isn't that
very
the
different.
truth?
Well, even just like going to get beer. And like, oh, Jake, you can drive the car, and it feels weird.
Yeah,
it feels so weird to be a passenger.
Yeah, it really does. God, that's so.
I'm excited to see your track grow and just more awesome things going on out there. Because I know you've had talk about doing Auto X and all sorts of other fun things.
Yeah, I want to start leaning into that and drifting. And what I saw like last week, and the template for that does work. I learned a lot. Excuse me. I don't have COVID. I got tested. I got a dry throat, so I might cough a couple times. I can't. It's like a reflex. I can't stop that.
I was kind of hoping you had COVID so I could take tomorrow off.
Me too. I was like, finally, like what are they called? Bug chasers. They go out and they finally get the disease they're worried about. I've heard about them. Dude, it's like, maybe I'll get COVID. And
well, now
we'll stop worrying about it.
We gotta wait until see if legislation catches up because the COVID leave just expired like a month ago or something. So you don't get like the 2-week vacation if you get the sniffles.
Yeah, I guess I missed that point of entry. But,
so we'll make sure to get it in like I don't know if they pass it again.
Oh shucks, I gotta take 2 weeks off, man.
Yeah.
Oh, look at all the projects I get to get done.
Right.
Or try to.
Yeah.
So as of right now, the track it's an oval with a control tower, and then there's the sort of the fenced-in area where it's like the spectator area.
Yep.
But you have aspirations to grow that a little bit more, right?
Yeah, there's a way we can do it that's going to be the best bang for your buck, I think, and that's going to be by picking up all the fencing, and we're going to save it for future use somewhere. I'm not just going to scrap it. So we're going to pick up all the fencing, and we're going to skid that control tower, I guess it would be all the way east down the straightaway of the asphalt that it's sitting on. Skid it all the way east and turn it 90 degrees so it's facing the track. And at that point, you'll be able to incorporate that straightaway into it a little bit if you do a little bit of paving.
That's true.
So then you can actually, instead of just going around and round, you can go left or right depending on the way you're going and go around. And, it adds just a little bit to it for maybe 10 feet of concrete and then that labor.
Yeah, that's
totally.
true. Because if you do like an Auto X, then that's so much more to it.
Well, yeah, you think
it'd
about
be
it,
a
you
big
know.
difference.
Yeah, because you're not
it's
just
not
limited
great
to
now.
slalom and stuff. You'd have actually some nice tight little corners in there and stuff.
Yep.
You could slow things down.
Yeah, and that's the initial idea. We've got some things drawn up, which we actually drew up in Ryan's trailer last weekend on the wall there with Sharpies. There's like a beautiful mind in there going, yeah, dude, that's going to work. Oh, scribble that out,
Just chugging coffees and Red Bull.
Yeah,
like,
right. Yeah.
trying to do the math. If I carry the 2, okay, I need 10 bags of
pretty much.
concrete for this section.
Yeah, it's like I drew it in there, and Dan and Ryan are like, huh, what's this? Oh, we can do this here, you know. They never seen a track before.
That's awesome. And then
that's
Cody's going to
fantastic.
go in there and he's just going to go, oh, nope, this won't work.
Yeah.
You got to do it this way.
Man with his whiteboard, swipe out, and snap it over his leg. No, you don't slide
wrong.
around corners.
He's got to speak German the entire time he does it, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be precise.
Yeah, it's a different ethos with those two groups, for sure.
No
They're
doubt.
very
Grip
different.
racing versus drift.
That's what happens every time you get people who are passionate about the same common goal of a fun automotive playground. Is you just get all this chaos and everyone just kind of goes at it. Everyone tosses in their input, and then at the end of the day, you're gonna have something just fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to work through the arguments,
Yep.
and at the end of it, it's going to be great.
Yeah. I think you get it's all on YouTube, so you get a lot of opinions on it, and it's hard to
Yeah.
it's hard to distill what the most valuable opinion is, and I'm staying close to the people's whose opinions I value the most, like Cody's and Ryan's and Dan's, people that
Yeah.
I know for sure actually do it and aren't just like Jabba the Hutt on their couch eating Cheetos going, I would do this, you know, whatever it is. I put a model boat course out in the pond and I set up an archery range in the middle.
That was very
like-
specific. So
Yeah, well,
you had somebody
they-
saying you need a model boat course.
Oh, there's been everything. I mean, everything under the sun you can think of.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
you get this keyboard
Model
warriors.
boat.
right. Now that I think about it,
What?
all right, I'm good. One of the best, shady comments I got, which I truly admire this one. It was on the first video, and this just happened a few days ago. The dude commented on it, he's like, you finally have a place to ride your bicycle in peace. I was like, my God.
Oh snap!
It's so funny because I can picture myself out there like ding ding, going around. It's the perfect size for a bike,
my
too.
God.
I was like, man, that dude nailed it.
That is poetic.
You can't even be mad about that.
No,
God.
for all the shady stuff
Ride
people
your
say,
bicycle.
if you look at it that way, it's like that was a genius comment. At the end of the day, I got to give that dude like a high five, I guess. because
It's
that
all
was,
worth it.
I'm almost ready.
You
I was-
have a dry throat. This will
I'll
help.
I know. But yeah, there's been some stuff that's just funny because, if someone's going to say something not nice about it, if it's right, it's right. You know what I mean? It's that's what makes
Yeah.
it sting a little bit. I was like, fuck, this guy's right. I could go ride my bike around there.
It just sounds like one more
It
benefit.
was pretty funny,
It's
yeah.
like talking to your kids when
Yeah.
you go to yell at them about something or whatever. They just give you that smart ass answer.
Man.
Yeah.
My prime example: my daughter has been getting off the bus, but
Yeah.
not at her stop, at her friend's stop.
Oh, yeah.
So she got
Yeah,
super
that's
in
rough.
trouble and all that shit. And so yesterday I go to pick her up from grandma's house. I'm like, so where'd you get off the bus? She's like, where I'm supposed to. Like, you little shit. Like, that's not you're
Sick
not wrong,
burn.
but yeah, it's that kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's like,
that's funny.
You're not wrong,
Right.
but there's better answers.
Right. It's a more tactful way
good.
to say it.
How many bicycles do you own then?
I own one and it was left there. Seriously.
still
To get
there?
around the
It's there.
grounds.
I kept it there. Yeah, it's there. Yeah, it was like a road bike. It's still out there. I didn't chug it.
Is that pre or post that comment?
Oh, that was pre. It's like
Oh,
the dude
nice.
was telepathic on it, maybe. I
Wow.
mean, maybe the dude that was doing meth and scrapping copper out there was like, well, I better go get my laps in. He's trying to keep it like right and tight or whatever.
Dude, you gotta tell the viewers about what you've taken out of there, what the condition of that place was like. I mean,
Oh, God.
So you alluded to the methy people stealing copper.
Yeah, it was one dude.
man.
I'm not going to name him. It sounds like he's like, got
Oh,
his-
you know who it is?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So the funny thing about people that do drugs a lot, like not a casual heroin user or meth user, like you may know one, I don't know. They make mistakes and they leave their ID
just
behind places.
recreationally.
I got the dude's ID. He left it in the garage. A copy of it. It was a state copy.
Good
But I
Lord.
knew it was the dude because these people that have been in dirt track racing all over the place, they knew the dude. It was like, okay, we all know who the guy is. He lived back there for a long time. he also lived in the bus in front of the property for a long time, and he also
Oh.
squatted in other places for a long time.
That's
He's the
lovely.
guy. Okay, there's no mystery.
Wow.
But
Wow.
yeah, he had some stuff out there, man. I found everything from needles to like Penthouse magazines. There was Well, they would have been cool if you could open them. You picked them up and like they stayed rigid like a pencil.
I was gonna say,
right?
how many crusty socks did you find?
Oh my god.
I don't think he was that tender with like his self-care.
Just wherever it went.
No,
When
really.
when you live in a bus, it doesn't matter.
No, it's just, dude, the world is your landing strip, I guess. I don't know. It's like, my God. Yeah, he had that. There was some self-love apparatus out there, you know.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, there was all kinds of
man.
stuff.
Wow.
It was amongst garbage for the most part. The most part, it was just garbage.
I think next time I come out there, I'm gonna bring a shit ton of hand sanitizer for you.
Well, it's good now. I've inhaled everything that's out there, and I'm pretty good, so you should be good at this point.
That's good. So you will survive whatever Armageddon
man.
Oh, it's
comes.
probably when I'm coughing, but
Oh, yeah, that's
know.
true. You've inhaled all of that.
yeah.
Whatever.
There's just a lot going on out there for a while. So.
Gross.
Yeah,
Wow.
there's this little, while we're on the subject, you know, there's the pond where the clay track was. You can see it from aerial photography. It's a flooded clay track, right? There's a little control tower where there's a little dock type thing that goes out and over where they do the flagging, right? And you control the lights and all that. Well, inside of that building, he had a shower set up with a sump pump. Full shower set up.
Previous owner or this
No,
transient?
the transient, yeah. He was bathing in there. So he took the pond water on a submersible sump pump.
At least he had presence of mind to wash
Cranked it up.
himself.
Yeah.
I'm not hating on it. He had bathing set up. He was dry docking a porta pot out there forever. I mean, dude, he
Wow.
was getting after it. He had a whole thing set up. He had
Oh, wait a
big
minute.
stove.
The porta potty was him?
The porta pot is clean now. It's been remediated.
Yeah, but was he the one who brought that out there? No, that's
No,
from the previous
that
owners.
was from the previous
But it
owners.
stayed there, and he
used
was
it.
taking care of it.
Yeah, kind of.
He was using it.
as well as he took
Taking
care
care
of
of it?
himself. Okay, like that's a sliding scale.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, it's start to finish. It's not good, and that there was when I first started talking about it.
It's a good story, though.
But it's interesting. I'm gonna put his picture in a frame up there. It's gonna be in the garage or something, like his ID or whatever. It's gonna be a memento. It's an interesting part of the place's history.
That's like
Yeah.
a business's first dollar.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's my first negative few months. So thanks, bud. I hope you get well, but don't do that to people.
Oh my god.
Yeah, someone's got to clean that up, and the county and state are not there to help you. So,
No.
no, that's your problem.
Oh my god. Yes, you bought the place and you're like, oh boy.
Well, that was part of the deal. Is like, could you imagine?
Wait, you bought the place knowing he came with the property, or
Well,
He's still there. He's the
yeah,
caretaker
so
now.
He's still in the attic of the garage, they say. But no, I'd walk the place with the prior owner and everything. I knew the deal. The prior owner knew the deal. He knew the guy that lived out there because he tried to trespass him many times, but he stayed, right?
Wow.
He'd go away for a while, come back, go away for a while, come back. It was that kind of deal. You couldn't shake him.
Fuck
you
it.
know?
Yeah.
But yeah, could you imagine after all those years of putting money and your time and your business partner's money and time into it, and that's what's left? Well, there's not a lot of desire to clean it up, and I can't blame him at all. You know, after getting shut down and then the place is destroyed,
yeah,
Yeah.
what are you going to do? You're not going to put more time and money into it. It's over. So
No.
I can't blame him at all. I probably would have done the same thing. It's like,
Yeah.
why?
You cut your losses
Yeah.
at that point.
So
You go,
it's
okay,
dead to
well,
you.
if there's somebody who's enthusiastic about this and somebody who's got the money to buy it,
Right.
here's the price. There you go. You want it?
Right. Well,
And
here's
here's
my
Brian.
bike bell coming like a mile away. He's like, oh, this motherfucker right here. I got my rosy cheeks all excited. Look, mister, it's a racetrack.
basket on the
racetrack.
front.
Yes, it's a racetrack, son. He saw me coming. But
That's a cool
That's
Super Street
awesome.
magazine you got there.
right, yeah. Like,
Well,
see, mister, drifting.
And here's the thing: he's gonna show up one day. I'm assuming you got his contact info.
Yeah,
he probably lives
I
in
do.
the area.
Yep.
He's gonna show up one day when that thing's like a little more publicly open. There's more events there, and he's gonna go, "Shit, I was short-sighted.
I don't know,
There was
maybe.
so much more."
I don't know. I'd imagine he would stop by. I don't know what to think about it. I don't.
Yeah.
I'd be excited to see him because he's a good dude, I think. So far, he's been a good dude. He's done everything he said he was going to, and he's been good.
Well, that's huge.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So that's been my experience with him.
So,
Good.
how did you stumble across it? Because I've heard, from what I've been told, you were having car troubles, and you just happened to pull over there.
Yeah. So I wasn't having car troubles. I was filming a video
Flat
for
tire
that
on the
red-
bike.
I'm going to tell my story before it gets out of the public.
He was looking for a bus to jerk off at.
Right. I was like,
okay.
that's a pretty good bus there. See, it's farther back. You know?
Like, wow, I love me and I love buses. This works out.
Yeah, dude, win-win. But no, dude, I was going up the highway, and I had no knowledge of this place before ever. I had no clue
I
it
don't think
existed.
anybody did until you bought it.
Right. Well, apparently a ton of people knew it existed, and I didn't know that. Which, worlds collide sometimes, and people are in their own orbit or their own ecosystem, doing their own thing forever, and you're not aware of each other, right?
Yeah, exactly.
People doing clay karting racing are not aware of people that were doing drifting and playing on the street around
Yeah.
the same time, 2010, 11, 12. I had no clue that existed.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
I didn't either.
Yeah, they're in different orbits, probably. But I stopped out there because I was going to fix the headlight motors on a Firebird that I had. And I was like, okay, I got to film this little clip. The headlight motors go,
Yeah, the flip ups.
like they barely lift, right?
I'm like, wait, headlight motors?
Oh,
What?
yeah.
Oh, okay,
oh, yeah,
okay,
dude.
I get it.
The good stuff. But I looked at the headlight motors and I looked back and I was like, what's that? There's buildings like standing up back there. It was cool. It was
God, I suppose a control tower is
Yeah,
only a control tower. You see that and you're like,
I was like, yeah,
that's not a
exactly.
playhouse.
Yeah.
No.
It was like,
It stood out. I'm
that's
like,
used for like one of three things.
right. And well,
Jerking off in.
yeah, it's like that. Dude.
Or a racetrack.
Well, yeah, turns out I crept back there. The
Looking
gate
for
was
Penthouse
open.
magazines, right?
I found them later, luckily. It was like a bonus, you know what I mean? Added bonus.
Any collectors?
I couldn't open them. Like, literally, you try. Some of them you try and open. Some you couldn't. They'd go
Oh my god.
crack and pages
So
all
you're
tear and
trying
separate.
to. You're like,
I
oh,
tried.
come on.
I
want
tried.
to see some boobs.
Yeah, no, they're
So
in
all you
there. I
got is the
promise.
cover.
I got good info. But yeah, I creep back there, look around. I'm like, there's a fucking racetrack back here. I was
Yeah,
like, my
wow.
god! I was like, I found a little gold nugget, So evidently nobody else thought it was
doubt.
pretty cool for the last 10 years. So maybe I got a different perspective on it.
So, and it was pretty grown over, right?
Yeah.
The grass around it. There
Yeah.
was like grass poking up in the
Yeah, it
cracks
was
and
like,
stuff.
dude, Jumanji back there. Fucking Robin Williams with his penthouse is up in the control tower, Like, for real.
He's waiting for somebody to
He's
roll
still
over.
alive,
Was it Snake Eyes or Double Threes he needed?
I can't
Some shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'm not following. Okay.
You've never seen
Jumanji,
Jumanji?
dude.
Jumanji.
You've never seen Jumanji?
Maybe.
Robin Williams.
No.
Yeah,
is
get
in
the
it.
fuck out, man.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Yeah, he goes
you
like
know what?
feral.
Honestly,
Yeah, I like a very young Kristen. Was it Kristen Dunst?
I don't know. I
Kirsten
don't remember
Dunst?
Kristen
that one.
Dunst, the Spider-Man chick.
yeah, Kirsten Dunst.
Kristen Dunst, whatever the fuck her name is. Yeah, she's in that.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
You've never seen Jumanji?
No, I guess I'm gonna have to watch it.
Yeah,
I love
that's a
Robin
watcher
Williams
for
too.
sure.
Yeah,
That's-
it's
yeah.
really good.
Okay.
I'm sure it holds up.
He gets
Yeah.
he gets trapped in the game.
So I'll watch it and then I'll find this joke
Yeah,
to be
it'll
even
make
funnier.
sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So watch it and then re-listen to this podcast.
Perfect. Well, I'll do that. Okay. That's my homework.
But yeah, that I guess where do you want me to go from there? Yeah, I found it. There it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, you found the track. And you're like, holy shit! I need to know what's up with this thing. It's
Yeah.
clearly it's being neglected.
Yeah.
So you just started doing the hunt?
Yeah. The sign in the front said for sale, and there was missing numbers on it. So you had like
Okay.
Okay. So the restaurant said for sale. So you
Yep.
figured, oh, this is the same property.
Yep.
So that's the hunt.
yeah, which many people did and do to this day. So I thought it was all for sale. I called the two numbers, and I'm guessing what numbers are on there. Like I'm putting it
That's
together.
a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, well, it's like in Dumb and Dumber, he's like, God, I was close. Going through guessing numbers on a phone book. There's one number off. So I didn't find anything, but you can go on the County Land Explorer GIS website. You can do it for St. Louis County and Douglas County, and you can find out who owns what property. And it's handy in case you want to contact the landowner or want to do hunting or seeing where lines are, whatever. There's all kinds of reasons you look at it. But you look at it, and I find out it's owned by an LLC, and it's called something SPS Investment, right? You look that up, there's an address on it. The address is the landowner's address. You find that address on the internet, and you find out who lives at that address. You find out the person who lives at that address
okay.
is known. Okay, I'm not trying to blow the dude up. I don't think it matters. But anyways,
No.
he's a known person in the area. I was like, oh, I know that place. So I call, leave a voicemail. A couple days later, he calls me back and goes, yeah, I would like to sell it. Which the
No
place,
shit.
the place in the back
What?
was also for sale, but separate from the bar, which is the front is 5 acres and I bought 20 behind it. So they were both for sale
Fucking awesome.
separately, neither one listed, and the one that was kind of advertised was terribly advertised. So it was like doing some internet research, I guess, to find it, and found it, got his number, got into communication, and the rest is history.
God, that's so
Fantastic.
awesome.
Yeah, it's an interesting story, like how it
It's a
came about.
great
Anyways,
story, dude.
it was luck.
It's like
Yeah.
it's a happy accident.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, if I didn't stop there that one day,
Stop
I've
to fix
I've
my
got pictures
80s
to prove it.
junk.
Yeah,
And it happened across the control
yeah.
tower.
It's like, how many memes are there of like you're working on a pile of junk car and you're like, what's that? Another pile of crap. Look at this one. Like this one's even worse.
Except it's a racetrack.
Yeah. I was like, this place is pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
Well, there's so much potential out there too.
Yeah,
So
Oh my God, yeah.
it's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And every single person that I've talked to that's been out there says the exact same thing. And they say that they're so excited to see what comes out of it.
Yeah.
Because, everyone sees the potential.
Well, Duluth has such a huge car scene, despite only having like 4 nice months a year to drive our cars.
Yeah, it's huge.
But there's nowhere to go have fun.
Right.
There's nothing here.
Well, it's amazing because what's the approximate population of the area's got to be 120,000 people.
At
Yeah.
least,
Probably
yeah.
more.
If
in
you
the
include
immediate
Esco and
15 mile-
Cloquet
15 mile
and
area,
2
we'll
Arbors,
call it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Easily.
Oh, yeah, I'd say that's a safe guess.
There's not one place to do that or to go go-karting. There's not a place to go drifting. You can't do
Right.
a burnout anywhere. Let's start there.
Yeah, no
Okay.
shit.
Yeah, you have the Garfield time
mean,
trials,
Which, yeah.
and that's it.
Well, there's
There's 2 days out of the entire year.
You know.
kind of events, but that's
Kinda,
not
yeah.
even like the Joe Schmo can do it.
No, that's not.
Because
No.
you see like the Kyle Smalleys, Jesse Smalleys out there,
Yeah.
and you go, oh, well, there's not a place for me because those cars are another level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not really open to whomever.
Yeah, there's no place to get your feet wet.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
I raced in the time trials in I forget what year. Years ago. Anyways, I did it. I had a similar experience where you get upclassed and you're out and you can't argue your position. I don't know if things have changed, but the experience I had with it wasn't that great.
Yeah.
Well, and it's owned by,
So-
was it Kearns and Company?
Yeah.
So the money doesn't go back to the community or anything like that. And
no.
come on.
Yeah.
Like you're
I will
blocking up.
whyhold my opinion.
You're
Yeah.
blocking.
I've
I have
got
no
opinions on the
problem.
matter.
Yeah.
But it's like you're blocking off a public street. It's for the community. Like, have that money go towards the community in some way. Have it
Well-
be charity or whatever.
Whatever you think about, aside from Kern and Company, they're a business and they're doing what they're supposed to be doing
Well,
as
yeah,
a business. So
yeah.
you can't hate on it.
No,
I
no.
can't.
They're making money, and that's
It,
what a
like,
business
yeah.
does. But
But I'll also say that he's not a car guy.
no,
Yeah.
I don't care. I got nothing to lose on it. It's just, he's not. You know.
Exactly.
But it is what it is. So it's super cool that it's happening. It's ran by great car people, and really,
Yeah.
without them,
That-
I don't think it
that's
would be
true.
what it
That's
is.
Well, that's
very,
that's
very
such a
true.
good
The
point.
counterpoint to it, without somebody that's in business, making it happen and having connections to make it happen, it probably wouldn't happen. So it's necessary. It's necessary that probably an organization that's an event promotion company is doing it, and it's ran by car people. So there's a big silver lining on it. The people that run it are great.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think for
that,
sure.
that's very,
so
very true.
there's
That's
a
very good
balance
way
to
put
it, I think.
Yeah, I just don't like big business doing
Right.
stuff like that.
No, I get it.
And that's
So-
like where your track comes in. It's it's all local.
Who are the people that are running that?
The what?
The Garfield time trials.
I just meant as far as like the people that are running it the day of, they're all local car guys.
Oh,
you
right,
recognize a lot of them.
right.
I couldn't even call them all by name, honestly, but you recognize a lot of them from like, say, Wednesday night meets or whatever on 40th.
Oh,
But
yeah,
You just
yeah.
recognize
Okay.
them. So that it's generally ran by car people or their families, which I think is the good part.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, yeah.
Oh, it's like World of Wheels. But the takeover now is another awesome car guy.
yeah, Mike
Yeah.
Bushy's taking it over.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, which is like, I mean, oh man, I'm drawing a blank on their last names. Jack and Jody. I can't think of her name. She passed, and then he's kind of let go of it, and that's part of why it didn't happen. But then Mike stepped up and said, like, hey, I'll take things over and whatever. So he's jumping off where they had left off and using the same kind of system infrastructure that was already there. So he's picking it back up, and that's why Motorhead Madness is going to be happening this year again.
Yep, it's good.
It's very good. 'Cause, again, we have such a huge car community.
Yep.
I'm surprised that one.
Yeah.
Coming. So
Yeah,
I grew
so,
up in Topeka, Kansas. there's a car scene there. They have a legit racetrack. They have a fantastic racetrack there, and they do SCCA events. Their car scene is nothing like ours.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that baffling that areas that have like rock falls, so it serves the greater spectrum around it, and then this one that's out by Fargo, same thing. Now, granted, Fargo is a really big city, but you go like, okay, well, how is it that Duluth doesn't have anything even relatively close? We got 2.5 hours to drive to try and find a track. It's baffling.
Yeah,
So
it's perplexed me my whole life.
But we can put on a charity event that raises $64,000.
yeah,
It's amazing.
True.
So
It
it's
is.
like
It's pretty
the
incredible.
scene is there. We just need somebody such as yourself to kind of get the ball rolling.
Yeah. Well, the space is what it is. Somebody had to take the first step, anyways. I think
For
that's the
sure.
way that I see it.
So, what are your long-term goals with it? What are the aspirations?
NASCAR?
Yeah. NASCAR's, I'm hoping for next year. Ideally, I'm sending emails and stuff.
You're just gonna fill the entire 20 acres with track.
Right,
Just the
yeah.
whole thing.
It's
Just pave the
It's
whole
just
thing.
all paved.
Right.
Yeah.
That, you know,
You could do a concrete BMX track in the back for your bike.
right. Yeah. I'm going to keep relocating my private bicycle track to like another area. Be off the woods pretty soon. I guess I've set short-term goals because the short-term goal is more palatable,
Yeah.
I guess.
That
And this
makes
year's
sense.
short-term goal
You got
is
to have
like,
the victories.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because I haven't hit the Powerball. Okay, like I don't have $1 million to go and build a racetrack. Right? It's usually done by an association or a group of people that are well off.
Investors and
Okay.
yeah.
So like, I could be real about it.
Yeah.
Short-term goals was getting all the meth debris out of the property. Like, check.
Yeah, that's goal number
Get
one.
this is
Needles
clean.
off
Okay.
the property.
I think there's no more needles.
Step 2 is to get all the spunk off the property,
Yeah,
probably.
right.
Pressure wash.
So we're on to step 3 now.
Yeah, phase 3
Was that pulling the
would be
weeds?
to that was pulling weeds.
Okay.
No, I think
Oh man.
just reclaiming and trying to preserve what's there. So next year we can start to maybe change things. And it's going to be, like I said, that little bit of paving and relocating fencing. We'll start there and then see what we're going to do as far as paving a little bit of the infield to add like a little bit of a chicane through it. I'd like to do that. And I think that that's reasonable to have as a goal.
God, that sounds
So
fun.
when you have that whole configuration all open like that, there's all sorts of combinations you can do with drifting and autocrossing. It lends itself very well to it then.
Yeah, and it's probably the most minimal way to do it, too.
Yeah.
yeah,
you-
exactly.
Well, take a guess. Like, if you're not the one doing it, and most of the people here that have had questions about it in the area have been like, when are you building a drag strip?
Yeah.
You're the guy building a drag strip.
Well,
Right?
it's
I've
like-
gotten that a lot.
You're the guy building a drag
Yeah,
strip.
that's happened a
Well,
ton of
Sure,
times.
if you give me $1 million.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, that's about right.
Money doesn't grow on trees.
Right. No, it's, yeah.
You still have a day job.
Yeah, they look at you like you got 4 eyes when you say, "Hey, I don't have $1 million." They're like, "Huh?" You know?
You need to carry around shovels, and anytime somebody asks you that
Right.
question, like, go fucking work.
No, right.
Take this, get out there and do something.
Well,
It's beyond that too.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you go get what are they? K frames?
K-rails.
K rails. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you want to help? Go buy a K rail.
Right.
Bring it over.
Dude, yeah, they're the only ones I can find for that because we'll need a lot of them. Del Zotto's the only place that has them locally, and they have 10 and 12 foot pieces, and they're $450 and $550 a piece each.
man.
And
Fuck, man.
there's no quantity discount that doesn't include transport, which I have transport lined up, I believe.
Okay.
So we can load and unload them, but
So
it's that
I
much
have a
each.
Frontier, so I can haul like one for you.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they're 4,000 pounds.
Gee, okay.
Oh
Never,
wow.
Dude, they're
Never
super
mind.
heavy. They're
4,000.
well, they're
Well,
meant
that
to
makes
deflect
sense.
and stop
Yeah.
the vehicle. They're
Yeah.
very heavy.
Yeah.
Very heavy. But
Jesus.
yeah, that
You need to have like some form of like fundraiser going on out there.
yeah.
Some big
Buy
events.
the T-shirts.
Yes.
That's what I'm doing is the t-shirts. I'm doing YouTube, which it's helping do this. But a ton of people have said, "Hey, you should definitely start a GoFundMe, or you should start a Patreon, or you should start an OnlyFans, or any combination of of the three." You know what I
Right.
mean? It's like,
Maybe not OnlyFans.
well, how dare you?
I'm
That's a
sorry.
legitimate source of income.
You just don't have the tits for it. I'm sorry.
I got A cups now. I've been eating good the last couple of months.
But you're
My
trying
God.
to raise money. You need at least these. I mean, they might
You know-
pay you to put your shirt back on, but
I'll say about those. I've kind of said from the start, I'm not going to do them, and my stance is still that. It's complicated, okay? Because if you don't do it, I'll start with the counterpoint. If you don't do it, you're doing a disservice to everybody that wants to have a racetrack and wants to go racing, because you know what? Now there's less money because you're too proud to have that, right? Okay, so now you're delaying it. The other point of that, where I don't want to do it, is I think GoFundMe in particular, I think it has a place out there, and it's not for people that are doing things that they're not having their arm bent to do. It's for places like people that have Cruise for Cancer type kid situations going on.
Your back is up the wall. You have a situation you can't
There's
control.
a space for it, for you to hand put your hand out and to go, hey, I need some help. Like, really? You know, you're going to cry wolf on that? I mean, come on.
That's true. It's reserved for like the Nick Orjard Fund. I don't know if you knew Nick or not, but it's
kind of. He passed, kind of.
You know, in a snowmobiling accident, and he's got a son and a wife.
Dude, can you imagine? It's terrible.
That's what it's for.
I agree,
sure.
100%, 1,000%. And maybe Patreon's a little different space because that's for artists and creators. I would say that's probably written in their bio somewhere for Patreon. I bet you it is somewhere. It's a space to support your artist or content creator.
Yeah,
it's more in the vein.
Yeah. Patreon makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Do you want to plug your Patreon?
I don't have one.
Okay, so step 4.
So
get a Patreon.
Well, here's my one reason for not doing it, and it's one that I'm having a hard time shaking even after months and requests to have it, is that the second you open that door in the future, it's a door open for someone to take away what you've done from you, because they're going to say you couldn't have done it without that. People will say it without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Not to you, probably, which is even funnier. They won't do it. Maybe someone will. But it just diminishes what you're doing.
Yeah, God, that's true.
Could you imagine if Bill Gates was built on Patreon? And I'm not likening myself to it. I'm just saying, like,
technically, you are starting out in a garage, though.
Well,
I mean, if we're honest.
Can you imagine? There's a picture. That paints a picture of Bill Gates in the mess shack. He's like, he's like,
is that a bus?
It's like, but dude, there's something to that. I think it's like
that's really fair. I hadn't thought of that.
Well, and that's ego stepping in, I think. And I've thought about it a lot. I think it's ego stepping in and getting in your way, or maybe trying to protect yourself or myself from like future criticism, right? Because I've gotten enough of it already. I know what's going to happen, especially on the internet.
Oh
my God,
there's no safe space on the internet.
Publicly, dude, it's over. It's over already. So I'm not really even considering it. It's not worth it. You'd probably get. I'm sure I'd get money without a doubt. But for one, I didn't need to do this. Okay. And 2, I'd like to just have it happen naturally. So if it happens naturally, that's great. If it doesn't, well, maybe it's not meant to really work out.
Yeah.
I've failed more times than I can even fucking tell you, dude. Like trying different stuff. It's okay to fail.
That's really cool.
The only way you can fail is by trying.
Well,
no doubt.
Yeah, no, I really think that, and
Well, it takes a unique character to sit there and to have something that everybody wants a piece of and wants to wants to contribute to, and for you to like dissect, each one of these potential funding streams, where you're just like, there's the issues in this, there's the issues in this, and you're just like, you know what, I want this to happen naturally. I want this to happen the best way possible.
Yep.
I don't want handouts. I don't want, I don't want Patreon. I don't want like all of the drama associated with that. Like, I want to go about this my own way.
Yeah.
Like, that's really respectable, man.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you. No, I appreciate
that's
that.
Super cool.
So
we're going to go with like promoting the actual place, selling the products associated with it, and then just hard work and make the place worthy of insurance. And
look at it this way too. There's another reason to it that's not my primary reason for not doing it, is that if you're watching this all happen, right? You're at home watching it and you're going, fuck, I wish I could do that. Dude, you can. Like, you can go. Yeah. If I started out, I got lucky that I found this and like what it cost and everything. I got really lucky, I think. you know, not everybody's going to see that piece of land the same way that like you or I wouldn't see it. I mean,
right,
for sure,
yeah.
it takes a
takes
certain
some,
person to see it and go.
vision.
You're
"This is
talking
pretty
to a
cool."
guy who dropped like 10 grand into an 86 BMW.
Right.
Like, so I get you.
We're all a little different.
Something's not clicking.
You can hear our fucking bells coming like a mile away down the road.
It's just
They're
like a
fucking
clan of
throwing
us.
out stuff. Right.
Fucking baseball cards
Right.
and the spokes and everything.
Right. But no, it's like part of it is that I'd like to think that would give not everybody, but there's going to be somebody that watches it and goes like, fuck, I really should go do this one thing, whatever it is. Like, you can just do it. You can. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
You're not going to have every tool. You're not going to have a skid steer
Yeah,
that you
it's
know. You're
not
gonna
going to
have a
happen
painting
overnight.
company. No.
Yeah.
And all the failures and stuff, I'm putting it all in there. Like, hey, this last couple of weeks fucking sucked and I got nothing done.
So,
It's like, so
It's probably
you got
one
to
of-
tell the people about that too. Your rough couple of weeks.
dude, I won't drag on and on about it, but I'll go over the last like few days with a lawnmower. Okay,
Yeah.
it's so the blades were gone on the lawnmower. I got this like little Cub Cadet riding lawnmower. I'm out just crushing it on. You know, I got 20 acres of grass and hayfield. I'm out there like I fucking got this. I got my little
Headphones
headphones
on.
Yeah.
Bon Jovi just cranked up.
I
And
got the whole vibe going. Yeah, it's the whole thing. Yep.
Busch Light or Coors?
Dude, not it's more usually a craft beer.
Okay,
usually
okay.
because
No,
I
I can
have
respect that.
standards, Donnie.
Well, I don't see the mullet, so. But
No,
you're
I just
talking
kinda-
He's got
Firebirds.
Camaros.
Camaros.
Dude,
and
it
so I
runs
just-
deep. That mullet grew in and out of my ass. I swear to God. We had like 2 Indian blankets back there.
So you wipe
My
with the
God.
hand towel then, right?
Yeah.
Got to pull the tail up first.
Yeah, it's always there. But
Is it braided?
no, it's natural. But, no, it's just the last. Dude, there's some days out there you just can't win. Gibby came out, and shout out to Gibby for coming out and bringing his daughter out to come and hang out and cut grass for a while. It didn't work out.
Oh shit! Do you need free labor, by the way?
Yes.
I have 2 kids.
Oh, yeah.
Just take them.
Yeah, dude,
I'll
take
give
'em.
you my address. You don't even have to tell me.
I'll shut the gate
just
behind
take
him.
'em.
I'm like, this is a wheelie magnet. I'll come back next week, okay? I'll throw crackers
Don't let
under
the dogs
gate or
out.
whatever.
Take the kids.
Look, he came out. I wheeled the rider out. He's gonna go cut grass for a while. And I was gonna do something. By the time he gets there, flat tire on it. There's like a little hole in it.
Fuck.
Okay, that sucked. By the time I got that going, maybe a night later, there was the blades were shot on it. Okay, they finally died. It was even like cornrows or whatever you call them. I guess they're
You
sticking up.
fucking corn.
Dude, it's around. It's around.
Fair enough.
It grows.
Oh, thanks. I didn't know that's how corn worked.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Hey, week goes by, the blades come in, I get them on, I'm like, yeah, new blades, I go and fire it up, it's cutting great. I get 100 feet down the grass, I'm out of gas. I'm like, all right, cool, I forgot to fill it up. Well, I fill it up, the starter died. I pushed that motherfucker back. Dude, I'm not kidding. I pushed it fucking back into the garage. I figure out the starting issue. I had a bad ground. It wasn't started. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll come back tomorrow. I'll cut the grass. I come back. Not today. Yesterday, I go out there. There's like 2 gallons of gas on the floor. There's the fuel line like split on it. That thing is like, I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna push it in the pond. It's over. But
Light it on
but
fire.
it's just that little stuff. Like I don't even film it, but it's just the little shit. It just takes forever. You can go out there for a
yeah.
night.
Oh,
it just
yeah.
burns it up because you're like cutting grass. And if you're lucky to in the last couple of weeks. So
The littlest stuff takes the
yeah,
longest to
dude,
fucking
it's just-
fix.
it's
Yeah, it
ruined
really
it.
does.
It's so bad.
So, yeah, that's my shorts, long story. I
Just
guess.
a frustrating
do you-
couple weeks.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Do you need a hedge trimmer? Do you have use for a hedge trimmer?
I don't have hedges. No, I can't afford hedges, man. They got fucking popple trees and grass.
Fair enough. I don't know. I don't think it would cut
Wait,
through like a bus.
when you say a hedge trimmer, are you talking
Not
like
like
you're
that.
sculpting a hedge? Yeah. Not manscape?
Right,
No,
there's like
no,
a dragon in the front of the
no,
track coming up.
my sister's moving to Shakopee and she had a hedge trimmer. She's like, "You want it?" Okay, I don't have hedges either. I don't know why the fuck I took it. So if you need it, like you can have it. It comes with a battery.
I don't have it.
It could be security. Just chase
Yeah.
somebody with it.
I have a shotgun. I don't
Yeah, I
need a
got a
hedge
ticketing
trimmer.
booth with my
Fair
hedge
enough.
trimmer, no power, going, oh, fucking swing real hard.
You can attach it to the handlebars on your
Right.
bike.
Hey, man, someone's coming down.
It's a spear. A pedaled spear.
Just trying to be nice, trying to help out, man.
No, I would take it if I had anything to trim with it. I just don't. That's the thing.
I figured out how to solve this problem.
What's up?
Lawnmower racing.
Yeah,
But
that's
they
been brought
have,
up a lot,
but they
actually.
have to have the blades running while they race, so they mow at the same fucking time.
Bro,
Dude, you do it on the grass.
Yeah, you just
right?
up an auto
that's
course.
not the worst
Interesting.
idea in the world.
Yeah,
Huh.
no, it's not.
I mean, until you tip over.
Well, yeah.
How
fair enough.
smooth is all of it?
It's mostly
Relatively.
smooth, but some
Mostly
areas will
smooth
break
is
your back,
good enough.
Like, guaranteed to hurt you. Without a doubt.
Decapitate somebody.
Yeah. No, some of them are real rough.
Or just
yeah.
invest in some like goats.
Right.
They
No,
fucking
Get a
eat out
bunch
all
of
of it.
goats.
Yeah.
This would be the weirdest racetrack ever.
right.
Yeah, worse than a drag
Yeah,
strip
you
in a
imagine.
cornfield.
Like, yeah, dude, watch out for the goats on turn 3. Yeah. Be okay.
Just put flags in their mouth so they look like they're helping out.
Right.
Can you train a goat to tip a cone back up?
I would presume so. They're smart.
There we go.
There
They
we
have
go.
haunting
They've
eyes,
got a
but they're
place in
real
the-
sharp.
You have track personnel.
Yeah.
Wait. Did you say they have haunting eyes?
They can look in two
dude.
different directions, picking up all the fucking goats.
Tell me you never looked a goat in the eye. Come on.
No, the true
Yeah.
question is, can you keep a goat in a vest though?
Well, it's a good question.
Because they have to have a vest.
It's been many years since I've
It's a
tried.
fucking goat. It's a. No, I didn't say a dress. You just paint them. Get fluorescent
Yeah.
paint. Fucking spray them bright yellow. And be like, there's your track official.
Yeah, like yeah, they've been drinking the pond water. They're turning orange.
Where does one even go from that?
That's a good question.
No clue. I just have this image of a bunch of goats with flags in their mouth, just fucking tipping cones up and shit. Subarus are knocking them over and shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't made like a what is it called? It's not a design. It's a business logo. There should be a little goat on the head of it. You know what I mean?
You
There
should.
should be. There really
It's
should
something
be.
worth considering.
Those fucking goats.
Okay. Winter plans. Do you have any winter plans for it?
Yeah, I think
You gonna do any like snow related racing or anything?
there's a lot of rumors about wanting to do stuff with snowmobiles and ice racing out there from people that do it. Whatever happens, I don't know. So far, all the rumors of people that want to do stuff out there have not come true, which is like, okay. But yeah, I'll see how
Yeah.
it goes, I guess.
Okay, nice.
Well, that's something you always figure out down the road too. I mean,
Yeah.
as the track develops and it becomes used when you have more events going on and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and it's creating a little bit more revenue and whatnot, then you can move forward and be like, oh,
Right.
well, I can make money in the wintertime for it.
Right. Well,
It
it's the trouble with that I'm seeing is that the size of the space that I'm looking to use is approximately the same size as Toppin Interstate Raceway, right? That I was just at. It's approximately the same size. It's very close. It's within 50 feet the long way and maybe about the same the short way, we'll call it. It's about the same footprint, right? And if I expand a little bit, I probably have a little bit more space, maybe. You'd give and take in a couple of spots, and I would say their space is very well designed for drifting because that's what it was designed for. It's very loopy and drifty and just nice. It's a really cool spot. To buy all those concrete barriers, you need them where spectators are, right?
true, yeah.
So, say there's approximately 500 feet of them at, 10 to 12 feet a piece at $400 to $500 a piece. So where's that money come from, right? That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And there goes the goats.
The Powerball.
Yeah.
Well, if you slaughter all the goats.
It's true. So euros.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's just it,
So
yeah.
I think euros are lamb.
You got a revenue stream. Oh, yeah.
Fuck,
Well,
never
I mean,
mind.
for the really cheap heroes.
There you go.
Yeah.
$8 euros.
Yeah.
I guess my point of that was that you have to invest in the infrastructure first, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't account for anything else, like somewhere to have food, restrooms, more buildings,
true.
right? Equipment to move it on site all the time, a wrecker to pick up a car that flips over. All this stuff. There's so much stuff that
Fire
you
safety,
just
all that.
fucking
Think of
glaze
that.
over, dude.
A wrecker to pick
Okay.
up a car.
So not only that,
Yeah.
if you can get one to be on site like you can at, say, Gondik, Speedway in Superior, Proctor, wherever, you can pick any dirt track. There's 5 of them there probably. They're just hanging out. So local places probably support it to a degree. You also have to carry liability insurance with it, which sets your overhead higher
Yeah.
before you even start recouping money. So there's my point is there's a reason that these places aren't opening. Okay. And there's, for every time that we talked about earlier that somebody is asked about, you gonna build a drag strip, huh? It's like, well, dude, probably not. I mean, there's a reason they're not opening. Okay, they're closing. Okay, for one. So
Yeah, exactly.
if I could say anything, it's support your local racetrack, dude.
Yeah.
If I can say anything, like I don't think people really get it.
Oh yeah, they won't get it until it goes away.
Well,
Yeah,
and then they go,
oh shit.
"Fuck, we screwed
Right.
up.
Yep.
We
Well,
should have supported this thing."
right,
And
we
then
should
they
just went and hung out. Dude, the
Yeah.
place I was at this weekend's been around since 1959. Okay, that's
Damn.
not new. That was built in a cornfield in 59. Okay, you could probably do it back then. There wasn't rules, probably.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you did it for way less money. So that's my point. It's like, would I like to make it bigger and better? Yeah, for sure, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah,
But
you'd
you
build
gotta-
a Brainerd out there if you could.
Dude, no doubt, without a doubt. There'd be asphalt everywhere out there. But in the same breath, that's also not super realistic right now.
Yeah.
We'll see where things go over the next year, but it's going to be a long project. So I feel bad every time you talk to somebody about the drag strip portion of it. It's like, dude, I can't. Because you're letting someone down because they're excited about it, and it feels bad.
Here's the thing, though.
But then
It's-
that person needs to come out to every event you have.
Right.
Just
Well,
to be
well,
supportive.
yeah, exactly.
The same people that, I don't know how to say it, like a lot of the people that are bummed out about it, they probably won't ever come out there. So you can't win.
They're the talkers.
Dude, you
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
can't win. You can't. It sucks.
Well, and I mean, here's the thing: like you're trying to build. You're trying to build something as far as feasibility will allow you to do, right?
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, just being realistic without going broke.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I'm doing what anybody else could do. I promise. If everyone knew the numbers, anybody could do this.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but it's wild how many people have such a naive view of what it takes to run something like that in the first place. You look at a place like Brainerd.
dude, it's nuts.
Can you even imagine like the liability insurance they have to carry and like the maintenance of those kind of grounds and stuff like that? So
the maintenance alone would be mind-boggling. I bet.
Well, yeah.
Mind-boggling. You know how much grass
yeah.
is out there?
Well,
Let's talk
they-
about grass. Right? You know what I mean?
yeah, right.
The
really?
grass, they have all the campsites, they have the bathrooms, the showers. Like, there's so much shit.
Right,
Yeah.
dude. The investment into that, and for you to go to a Wednesday night drags for $25 to race and $5
Exactly.
to watch,
Yeah.
and nobody's fucking watching.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
hey, guess what? That ain't gonna last forever.
Yeah,
No, it's not.
But they have other things that are great, right? There's very popular events, so I'm not saying that
Oh,
that's
for
gonna
sure.
be.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
it's,
yeah.
it's more nuanced than that.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I
they
feel
have
like I have to
nationals,
say that because
which
someone's
is-
gonna hear it and go like, "Oh, that's not true." But
Here's the thing that people have to remember. Like, it's if you don't support it,
Yeah.
it doesn't happen.
right, for sure.
That's the end statement of all of this.
Yep, it's like all of it.
So you love your street racing and all that kind of bullshit. Don't go out drinking one night. Save that money. Go drag racing on a Wednesday night.
Exactly.
Go watch
Right.
drifting. Go to Power Cruise. Go to all of these events that help sponsor these racetracks and make it possible.
Yep.
And yeah, when the opportunities arise, support Black River Motorsports Park.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. Dude,
exactly.
hey,
Buy a T-shirt.
by the way, I want to say something quick that just came to mind when you're talking about like maybe a racetrack supporting people or people supporting people in particular. You know the dude Brownie?
Yep.
That fucking dude is painting cars and just putting decals on them, like for not, I would imagine not a ton of money for drifters. He's out like actually doing it, and he's just getting his shit running. So I've got a ton of respect for that
Yeah,
guy.
he
I don't
is
know him very well, but seriously,
hustling.
like
He-
that motherfucker, dude, I love what he's doing. I really do.
Yeah,
This
he-
weekend I saw a bunch of finished factory decals on cars. I was like, that fucking dude is doing it right. And like way
Right.
before he probably needs to, you know.
Well,
Oh,
when
yeah,
you think
he's
about
getting
it,
the brand
like
out there.
each
total beeline,
generation,
but it had to be said. Like,
each generation has their outliers.
Yeah.
And we're at a point, we're all very similar age group. I'm in my late
For
30s.
yourself.
You're
Ouch.
30s?
Dude, I'm 22. No, I'm 30.
Yeah, exactly. And you're 31 or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
you're
that.
the old timer.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
the old timer. So we're all very.
Looking like the Kris
It's
Kringle over
relatively similar. We're in the same age group. I do got a lot of grays.
Same age
There's outliers within each generation, and you look at and within each community, there's outliers. And you look at people like Brownie, who's out there just like hustling,
Yeah.
like he's trying to refine the craft and exactly supporting people. He's kind of becoming a part of the scene, and every single, Arrowhead Auto Body or Ogston's or whatever, they all started somewhere.
Yep.
And it might have started in a similar situation, but we don't realize that because we're the younger generation. We don't know the full story, but that's how it starts.
Yep. Everyone sees the end. They don't see the means. They really don't.
Exactly.
They don't see the beginning to finish. They just see the end like, wow, it must be nice or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, no, dude, I grinded to get here.
No clue.
Yeah.
Well, Arrowhead Auto Body, because I used to work for them, their owners, if I remember correctly, were managers at JCPenney's.
Yeah, exactly. And they were just
So
like,
they
hey,
knew
we can sand some blocks. And
they were buddies with the guy who owned the body shop at the time. It was an extremely small building, and they saw potential in it, and they decided to buy it and invest some money and some time, and now it's the biggest shop in north of the city.
Nothing competes with it.
Yeah, nothing. I mean, they just opened a second location in Superior.
Hey, can I
damn.
say something? Arrowhead Auto Body.
God.
Don't go to anybody. Arrowhead. All right.
So let's
They
end
say
this
you
shit.
can't hear pictures. Those motherfuckers ruined a generation.
Turn
I'm
off the
sick of it.
laptop. I want to go home.
What time we got? 9:20.
I got more drinking to do, so fucking turn this shit.
Okay, Brian. So, how can the listeners go about plugging, promoting, paying for, helping? What can we do?
They can just go watch YouTube for now, or
So Greenlight Filming on
they
YouTube.
can go
We'll
watch
put a link in the description.
I'm probably going to change it pretty soon to the namesake of the place. So I'll probably change
nice.
it. I think it makes sense.
I got that, yeah.
It'll be more homogenous, I guess. But
Okay.
they can go check out Greenlight Filming on YouTube. That's a good place to do it. There's a little bit on Instagram. It's mostly car stuff on there, but I'm hoping to put more photos of like behind the scenes stuff, especially going into next year on there. But yeah, YouTube's gonna be the place for now.
Nice.
So no,
Okay.
no OnlyFans or
No, nothing
Pornhub
yet. Dude,
Premium or anything like that.
I'm glad you asked about Pornhub Premium. No, dude, any OnlyFans you see with Greenlight Filming is not the real one. You got to help flag
They're all the
those.
knockoffs.
Yeah, there's been a lot
Good
of
to
them.
know. Is there a way that listeners can purchase shirts?
The best way to do it. The best way to do it is going to be on a Teespring website that I'm going to have up pretty soon because
perfect.
order fulfillment and having stock on hand is more overhead, and doing order fulfillment is going to be a huge, huge deal, especially because there's a lot of people that are watching internationally. Something like, I think 70% are not in the United States watching.
Oh wow!
Damn.
There's
Wow.
there's not a way that I can sit in my own time and calculate, what's shipping to Uzbekistan. Well, hang on here, sir. I don't know. I can't do
Right.
it. So I have to have help with that. Now, the way to do is to outsource it to an online hosting service. So
that makes
I'll
sense.
have more
Yeah.
info on that in the future, but locally, I'll have some on hand again in the next probably week.
Nice. Okay.
So I'll have stuff on hand
That
usually,
sounds
but
good.
having it available for sale online, probably not myself. But there'll be a way to do it. I'll have more info soon.
And I got a
Yeah.
few suggestions about print-on-demand services
Okay.
as well.
No,
We've
I'd
looked
be
into
happy
the
to
same
hear
thing
them.
for
Yeah.
dad mods. We'll talk about that
Yeah.
after this. But no, that's great. So okay, we'll update the description on the podcast as well as the YouTube channel with any way that you can to support this this amazing racetrack.
Oh yeah!
So thank you, Brian.
Yeah,
this has
thanks,
been a
guys.
lot of
This
fun.
has been
a blast.
I laughed to the point where I had like tears in my eyes. This is a lot of fun. So thanks for coming out, man. Like
Yeah, dude.
I think there's like we're just scratching the surface. So we'd love to have you out on another
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, you do.
So
know.
We
thank you
definitely
very
need to
much.
have back out.
All right.
Yeah, man. So
All right, guys.
thanks, guys. Have a good one. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.